Ahead of PBS airing Ken Burns' documentary on the Vietnam War, an Arizona veteran is speaking out about his time overseas.
Drew Marine is in the broadcast center to explain how his views caused controversy back home then and now.
As a paratrooper, Dennis Stout saw firsthand the death and destruction that happened during the Vietnam War. He spoke about that when he returned, garnering death threats. He told me those threats have started up again with the airing of the documentary, despite his family's many years of military service.
Our family, all males serve in the military. In fact, my mom was a WAC during World War II. So, and she also worked in a defense plant. So our family always believes in service. We feel we owe a debt to the country to do that.
Despite his family's tradition to serve in the military, Stout had many opposing opinions of day-to-day life during the war.
Every month we were guaranteed one hot meal, one shower, and one change of clothes a month. So the rest of the time we were just in the jungle. Day-to-day living was the hardest part of a year in the war.
And their impact on civilian communities.
I don't know how anyone who's ever actually seen a war could want another one. I mean, seeing all the people killed, not just the enemy. I mean, way more civilians get killed, far more mothers with their little kids and old people, people who are trying not to get hurt.
Which is why he decided to speak up after being discharged.
2 weeks later, I was going to ASU and I joined the anti-war movement. I was the first combat veteran they'd ever had join the anti-war movement because I thought the war should be over.
And many people weren't pleased by his anti-war messages.
In unison, we're saying, communist, communist.
Even death threats couldn't scare Stout out of speaking his mind on these issues.
I got lots of death threats. I had so many telephone death threats. I know actual killers, and they wouldn't call you on the telephone to warn you they're going to come kill you. They would ring your front doorbell and shoot you. They wouldn't mess around like that. So I didn't take telephone threats serious.
All these years later, Stout says this is his final attempt to bring justice for the Vietnamese people who he believes were wronged. He reached out to me after our interview to say that the documentary company had received phone calls concerned that there might be anti-war speech in his episode of the 10-part documentary, and Ken Burns planned on calling him after it airs to check on him. In the media center, Drew Marine, Cronkite News.